Welcome everybody back for some more Timberborn hard mode on the channel. Today is potentially the last episode in the series. We are building a bunch of little things in today's episode, like a storage over here, along with a little way to get up. And we are also building this little stack here of the hydro... Well, I don't even know how to say that word, but that we're building those. So I've put them in, everything should be up and running. We're in a 14.1 day drought and everything seems to be going okay. So the thing we're going to store in here is the mangrove bits, which are probably in the food bit. There you go. So I'm going to let this run for a bit and hopefully everything gets built up. We're also going to unlock the mine today and potentially build the temple. I have a little bit of a plan for up here as well, which does involve placing in a, a forester just in here like that. And we're going to place I'm going to get him to do a bunch of berries up here. Like so, and obviously down here. And potentially down there too, and then obviously we'll demolish this when all of those berries are in, and then we can get everything running. Obviously that won't work because obviously it's not green, but as soon as this dam goes in it should be nice and green. We're also getting a lot more bots and stuff being constructed, so I am slowly but surely replacing the majority of the water pumps with those bots. Obviously, currently not needed at the moment, but I just realised that the bots will just get used up by that anyway, so yeah, we need a lot more bots. But I'm going to let the game run and hopefully everything builds up. So unfortunately, as we come to the end of the drought, we do have the issue of no water once again. This should start filling up here again and start flowing into here. Although, yes, we definitely didn't do a very good job at keeping anything alive. As always, it's probably the hardest part about this series and this sort of challenge kind of thing. A lot of it is just trying to keep things alive. Now, although normally this wouldn't be so hard, because you'd have a little bit more of a bigger map and you could build a bigger reservoir, you could have bigger forests, bigger tree farms, bigger areas to store wood and everything. But because this is such a small map, you just lose so much space just purely based on the fact that you just can't do a whole lot of stuff that you'd like to do. And obviously, with the bots working around the clock and all that stuff, it means that this takes a very long time to fill up. So obviously it is doing so. It's just doing it very slowly, and it will start flowing out and going into the river. And then we can start putting them back up to about 2.5. Should be okay. That should start storing some water, but still have some down here and allow some stuff to grow. Now, like I was saying, the stack of the storage here, the stack of the hydroponic gardens, although would be a really good idea in the hard mode because they use water and they produce so much food. They need water, I mean, and they produce so much food. The issue with them is that because they use so much water, and you've got the issue with... Oh god, that's a lot of water coming out. Fix it? Yep. That was a lot of water coming through. Yeah, so although it would be a really good thing to use during this kind of series, it sort of struggled to do anything just purely based on the fact that we haven't had enough water coming in to warrant needing that much stuff. And obviously we can put a bunch of beavers and stuff in there, which then kind of drops workers elsewhere. we're getting to that point where we're getting enough science to unlock the underground ruins, but the issue we've also got is that we haven't really been focusing on much of the industry side of things, so I don't think this is going to be the end of this series, because we need to focus on getting a lot more industry buildings in. Now, we sort of rushed bots, and I know that, but I feel like it was a good idea to rush bots. So I'm going to quickly place in another, what do we call it, a lumber mill in there, along with another treated plank one, and then I'm going to put in a thing that goes along here that goes straight into the place there. We'll make sure that one in the corner gets built first, because we don't want to get stuck just sort of struggling with that. And then obviously we've got a bit of a food problem now. Yeah, it's because everything dried out, really. Yeah, I kind of feel like the more water we store in here, the better. But if we go up to 3, then all the buildings at the top will flood. And it'll start flooding everywhere. So you have to do it that way. We'll quickly get all that stuff built in too. We should have plenty of food. And obviously the berries are... I can't even see what's going on up there. Yeah, the berries up here are all planted. I think he's got nothing to do. Yes. But now that the berries are planted, we don't actually need anybody up here. And then we can put 2 berry gatherers in. Obviously, we got another drought coming in too, which is really not good. Those are getting built up nicely. Which means we got another plank area going in. There's 2 people in there, yep. Oh, now we got a food problem. Now we got a food problem. How long are these until they are? A long old time. Some of those are nearly ready, and then some of these are... No, they are nowhere near ready. We might have failed this one, guys. It's all my fault. We've got some food coming in, but I'm not looking forward to this. So yeah, I'm gonna let this run and see what comes of this. Okay, managed to get in some fermented soybeans from over here. There was some just sat in this farmhouse. Oh, that's where bots are. Okay, that means there's actually quite a lot of bots. Thought there was a lot less. Oh, let's unlock the mine. Boom, and plonk you up here. There we go. And obviously we can also put in 2 of these little gathering things in there, and then this will get built up over time. Luckily we have got this going in sooner or later, so hopefully we can get that underway. We should have a lot of treated plank storage, or at least 100 and something, so that's okay. Food is now looking okay. We're getting in some mangrove fruits, which is such a good idea to get those in. Obviously we're now lacking some jobs. Yeah, and a lot of them are science related, but we shouldn't really need too much science and stuff for the rest of the series. Hopefully anyway, fingers crossed we don't need any more. But to be honest with you, there's not really much I can do left. Like, we can build the control towers, we can build the number crunchers, but there's not really anywhere to put those. We can build in some gravity batteries again. Not really much point putting those in. There is, but there isn't at the same time, because the power situation is okay with the folktails. With the folktails, it's a little bit different because you obviously struggle with power just purely because of the fact that they've only got wind and water, whereas with the Iron Teeth, as soon as you get engines unlocked, yeah, there's no problem anymore, really. So we can start probably. I was going to say unlocking some of these for bots, but we can put some bots in there. And a bot in there. Oh no, that needs 1,000 science. And now everyone needs food and water. Mostly food. That's not good. That's not good at all. Hopefully they get some food soon. But I think we're either going to fail based on the fact that there's no food, or we're going to fail on the fact that there's no water. I'm kind of betting on the fact that we're probably going to fail on the fact that there's no food. And I'm not sure it's fixable, because even if they collect a bunch of berries and stuff, I think they're going to die anyway. But we'll see what happens, and I'm going to let it run again and see how far we get. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, let's let it run and see what happens. Okay, so for the most part, it turns out that I messed up. So I was looking at the fermenters, and I actually put this on this setting here. I changed it from the soybeans, and we were only making soybeans. So we basically had like a bunch of soybeans, and none of them were getting fermented, along with this one here, which I've now put onto the mushrooms, because we are now getting some mushrooms. But we can now change this back to soybeans, because we're now getting soybeans. We got a bunch of corn, which is obviously going to get us the corn rations, and the mangrove fruits are coming in a little bit clutch, to be fair. They're quite quick on the growth. I might also just change this to mushrooms. Now, the issue I'm having at the moment is this is taking a lot of my water. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't take too much of the water and we end up dying out. Obviously, we got no pumpers going at the moment. Obviously, we're also struggling for wood at the moment. Hey, why are these not being cut down? Okay, they are cool. I was like, why are those not being cut down? Like, we're really low on wood, but then there's no... Yeah, that's the other thing with this. You can't. There's not enough place for forests. Like, you got this forest. I've got this forest here, and then I've got a little forest here. But that's basically all they can do is go in those two areas, because then you have to have a farm somewhere. I think realistically, you'd have like. Let's do this again. You'd have the farm in this area here, dammed off, and then you'd have the tree farm down here. Because then, if you did unfortunately dry out all this area down here, you would have an area to store some more stuff down there anyway. But I think that's where I'm going to leave today's episode here. We're kind of struggling. Definitely struggling. But I'm still having a lot of fun in this game. I think that after this series is complete, I'm going to take maybe a little bit of a break and come up with some ideas on what's next for the Timberborn series. So I'll catch you guys next time in the next one. But if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see more on Timberborn, or any other game you'd like to see me play, then please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching.